going on YouTube? It's your boy J's392 back with another one. Today we're going to be talking about the numbers that Ford released for the S650 Mustang. Now, everybody's been speculating the horsepower numbers for a very long time, and they finally released it in this video that I'm going to be showing you clips of. So basically, what's been going on in the muscle car world is Dodge announces they're going to get rid of the Hemi, the Camaro, and the Corvette. They basically are going to make an SUV version of those vehicles, trying to capitalize on the name, which is not a good idea to me, but it is what it is. And so Ford has been left alone when it comes to the muscle car domain, and they are pretty much leapfrog into the front of the race because they're still going to be producing a V8 Mustang. And so they balls in their court, and they've been doing their thing, announcing the vehicle, making it beautiful, keeping the V8, and now with the horsepower numbers and some of the features in the video that they made the announcement. So let's roll the clip, and we're gonna start with the horsepower numbers.
Right, really?
How much you make it buy an upgrade? They've just got a horsepower update.
We got a horsepower update? We got the horsepower updates.
All right, so on the GT, we're ringing the bell at 486. 486.
Horsepower.
Most powerful Mustang GT ever. Most powerful V8 in its class.
Really?
What do we think about that?
That's pretty amazing.
Engine team is phenomenal.
I agree with that. As soon as you fire it up, it's certainly going to wake you up. That's for sure.
Flying the Darkhorse, right? 100 horsepower per liter, 500 horsepower. By far and away the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 we've done.
All right, so there you have the horsepower numbers. They've announced that the GT is going to produce 486 horsepower. Now, there's a reason for that. It's no coincidence. Obviously, they're going after Dodge. They're punching them and kicking them while they're down because they announced that they're getting rid of the Hemis. So they say, you know what, let's announce 486, which is 1 horsepower more than the Scat Pack. Obviously, that's probably not really a realistic number. That's just something that just putting out there just to, be funny, because Ford and Dodge have been giving each other some jabs back and forth. So, that's pretty much where they're at. And they're very slick in not announcing the torque numbers, because at a 5.0 displacement, you can't get that much torque out of it. Well, compared to a 6.4. So they're very slick on that, but I did read in an article that it's going to produce around 418 foot-pounds of torque, which is a good number. And also, you got to remember that the car is almost 1,000 pounds lighter than a Charger or a Challenger. So that car, even before, in the current generation, the S550, it still gaps a Scat Pack on the road race or on the highway because it's lighter and more aerodynamic. And then the Darkhorse being 500 horsepower, from what I heard, it has some internals from the GT500 that allows it to handle that much power, because that's the most powerful naturally aspirated cross-plane crank V8. Obviously, the GT350 with its flat plane was able to produce 525. So those are very healthy numbers, and it's pretty cool that these car companies are going at each other, because healthy competition brings out the best in, the companies, and giving us better products for us, the consumer, to buy and to use and to enjoy. So I think it's great that they're doing that. And again, they're pretty much in a league of their own because everyone else is killing their muscle car. So there's only going to be one left standing, and that's going to be the Mustang. As of now, again, the whole we're getting rid of the Hemi could be a play on words. They may come out with a different type of V8. Who knows? Maybe they're hiding something over there at Dodge. But for now, we're not getting any more Hemis. We're just going to get the Banshee and vehicles with the Hurricane engine, which is a good engine, but for real car enthusiasts who love their V8s, you can't convince them to purchase a V6 or an inline 6, because the V8 gives you such a unique experience with the sound and the rumble that you get when you hit the accelerator. So we'll see, how that plays out. But from what it seems, what it's looking like, Ford might not be able to make enough Mustangs for people to buy. So I think that's pretty smart. Now, this next clip is basically going to talk about some of the features and the interior.
So maybe we could like plug in the phone into the new 7th generation Mustang and have it pop up right across the top of it.
On the big display. And I think a digital experience in the 7th generation Mustang is right up there with performance. You've got 2 large displays. You've got the cluster and the center stack.
When you sit in it, you just have like this command center like
Right.
focused at you.
It's a Jetfire cockpit, right? Everything is tilted at the driver.
Everything you need and want right at your fingertips. You know, we wanted to put a lot of technology into the vehicle, and it was fun to just integrate like the video game engine into the center stack displays.
I also do love the Fox body throwback gauge cluster. That's pretty sick.
Could we do more clusters in the future?
I would like to design one.
All right, so there goes some of the features that they have. You know, everybody saw that the interior was heavily upgraded, which is great because a lot of people talk about the Mustang interiors and they make fun of it, saying that it's not that great. I personally think, you know, especially the S550, it's fine for me. You know, it did its job. It did everything it needed to do. The way that they now made a driver-centric, you know, gauge cluster and infotainment system is cool and it looks great. It looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but that wasn't the end-all be-all for me. But it's great that they're doing that and all the new stuff that they're doing with the graphics and everything. It looks beautiful. Now, this next clip is going to be the feature that got my interest. You know, it really, something that I thought about when, you know, I was younger. I was like, you know, the car should do this and that, you know, and I always wanted this feature. I didn't think anybody was going to do it, and Ford actually did it, and I think it's really awesome.
Good.
So how excited are we then?
No.
I've just remote started.
I love this party trick right now. He just like,
Holy.
that's sick.
Is that amazing or what? It is pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
You can just set the quiet mode because we don't like to wake up our neighbors, right?
No, it's the best part.
Well,
Wake up the neighbors.
When I start up a Mustang, it definitely wakes up everyone in the neighborhood. Wake up.
Whew, yeah, so, you know, being able to rev the vehicle from your key fob is something new and is really awesome. I didn't think anybody was going to ever do that with their vehicles. You know, manufacturers don't really care about that thing. You know, one cool thing that I do like about some manufacturers is that they offer the ability to back up the vehicle from either your phone or the key fob so that it's easier to get out of tight spaces. I don't know if they're going to do that with the Mustang. I haven't seen that yet, but that whole being able to start it and rev the engine, that's pretty cool. You're going to be able to do that at car meets, cars and coffee, you know, events, or at home when you're bored and you just want to play around. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. I think that's funny, but it's definitely a feature that I like, and it's got me thinking maybe I should get one of these. You know, obviously you don't want to get the first year they redesign the car because that's going to be the guinea pig year that they, you know, they're going to try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So you never want to get the first year because things might break down easily. They, you know, it'd be the first time that they're really putting something like this together. But second, third year, definitely, yeah. You know, it's a beautiful car, and it's still giving us that V8 that we all love. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, other than, you know, the design cues and everything, I think the car looks good. You know, I was nervous at first when I saw some pre-release pictures, but overall, you know, I warmed up to it, and now I think it just looks great, especially when you look at the back and the profile overall. They didn't go too far from where they were at, and it looks good. It looks phenomenal. The only thing that kind of has me concerned is Ford likes to charge a huge premium for different trim levels, and you know, with dealership markup, I feel like the Darkhorse is going to be for those who really have a lot of money in their bank account, because one is going to be more expensive. Like the Mach 1 is like an extra $7,000 or $8,000 from a GT base. So Darkhorse could be even more than that, 10, 12,000, who knows? And then you got to factor in that dealerships are going to mark it up because this is a special edition vehicle. So realistically, you're better off aiming at the EcoBoost or the GT. Also, a little side note is that in order for you to get that 486 number, you got to get the GT with the active valve exhaust, because it opens up more air and things like that. And then the EcoBoost is going to come with an extra 5 horsepower from the previous generation 315, which is the most they ever offered for a base Mustang. Obviously, it's not the most out of an EcoBoost because you get the performance pack with 330 currently, but 315 is still a great number. And if it's anything like the current generation, is going to handle well, it's going to get up and go pretty well, and it's gonna be a fun car. And then the GT is gonna be that, you know, that enthusiast, powerful, loud V8 that I'm sure people are gonna be able to mod and put crazy amounts of horsepower in it with turbos or superchargers and things like that. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff happening in the muscle car world, although it's only coming from one company so far that we know of. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the new Mustang, the horsepower numbers, and if you are thinking about getting it or like trading in your Scat Pack or your Camaro for it, or you know, you're not that kind of guy who likes a Mustang. Let's get into it in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until the next video.